5. Uzgriez un ir.
Michael Kiwanuka here at the PSLV Positivus studio. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
Yeah, well, you look very chilled.
Yeah, I'm
You
pretty
look very chilled. How was your flight to this festival? I heard
that
the
was
rumor
amazing.
you came with a charter flight.
Yeah, it was the best flight I've ever. It was the best flight, man. There was like 8 seats. It was we struggled to put the guitars in. We had too many guitars, but we got them in, and it wasn't too heavy, and we flew from Poris in Finland to here. Oh no, to Estonia, and then we drove in.
Okay.
It was probably the best flight I've been in. It was a charter flight, little jet.
Cool. When we look at your website, it really seems you are on a tour like 24/7
Yeah,
every day. How you cope with that?
It's okay. It's a fun job, you know. You just you just try not to concentrate on like the early mornings. It's the best job, you know. I think it's the best job you can have. So it's not really coping. It's just like enjoying it. You know, you get these little planes. I mean, I've never been in a little jet before, you know.
Okay.
So you just think about those things more.
Well, you grew up in London.
Yeah.
If I'm correct. All right.
Right,
And it's really interesting for me how you met Paul Butler, and how you moved to Isle of Wight to record your album. Tell me the story.
Yeah. So I had some demos and a few like acoustic songs, and I was trying to write my own music, and I'd started working in management, got signed up to a record label and all those kind of things, which was exciting. And then the A&R man, when you sign up, says, you know, you need a producer, you know. I didn't know any producers. And he's a good A&R man, so he was like, what about this guy, Paul Butler? And I'd never heard of him before. He goes, oh, he's in this band. Well, I'd heard of him actually a few weeks before through a publisher, and he was like, check out this band, they've got a new album out. They're called The Bees, and I like the sound of the album. And then my A&R man about a month later was like, have you heard of Paul Butler? I was like, no. And he's like, oh, he's in a band called The Bees. So I was like, oh, I've heard of them. I like how their albums sound, you know. And he's like, well, let's go to the Isle of Wight. He lives there, and let's meet him. I like the studio. It was small. It was kind of up my street. And he lives on the Isle of Wight, and his studio's in the Isle of Wight, and that's how he gets his sound, and that's why we recorded there. And that's basically how it started. And to this day, I still record with him. You know, I think the next album we've been recording a bit, and he just gets the sound I love, you know.
All the music journalists around the world, because you recorded the album on Isle of Wight, are always writing something about hippies and stuff like that. But no, really, when you constructed the sound, because it really sounds like Ageless. This record, it can be made in 1960s. It can be made in 2060s. So, how did you use only like I don't know, analog stuff?
No, it's a mix of the two. Like we used the computer to record the stuff on, like. He uses Pro Tools now, but it was Logic at the time we were doing it, before he moved studio. And we didn't really use that many tape machines. I just think like it's the way, it's the attitude you record it in. You know, you just don't try and make it sound really posh. You just try and make it sound like how it actually sounds. You know, if you record music, there's a way like the more like the better the recording equipment. It's like with better recording equipment, it's like they want to make you sound like it's not you know, and then that's going to sound better. But Paul doesn't record like that, so we just used the minimal amounts of stuff that we could use. The desk was old, you know, so that was a help. But I think the way you make music can sound like that. If you write songs a certain way and play a certain way, then it can be timeless. But if you just feel stuck in a time, then you're going to be stuck in a time, you know.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess I haven't heard any stuff when you are like a guest musician or guest singer in it. So, but I think you get a lot of calls from rappers and stuff that to feature your vocals. Yeah. So why haven't we heard Michael Kiwanuka's featuring track on some dubstep stuff or
well, a lot of the time I just say no, you know, because but
why?
I can't do it yet, you know. I didn't start singing just to be, you know, on a random beat. You know, it was like, I remember the first time you start writing songs is because there's stuff you want to say and you put it in a song, and you like music, so it's kind of a therapeutic thing. But when someone just like shoves a beat in your face and you go, right, sing, I don't feel like singing. You know, it's like I don't want to sing on that, just because it's yours. So a lot of the time I say no, and then occasionally people that you know, you want to just go and see what it's about. You say yeah, and then the result is the same. I just go there, and it's not for me. Other people can do it, but I don't see myself as a singer just like that. I think if you want to collaborate with me, you have to collaborate with me as a singer-songwriter together and work together rather than just shove a beat in my face. You know, and that's what they do. I don't want to just hear a beat in my face and sing on it. That music will die as quick as like an ant. So I'm not really that into that. But maybe one day I'd like to. They just got to spend a bit of time.
But whose call you wouldn't like just like say shut up and then go away?
There's some like people in England, like some big bands in England, like people like Chase and Status. You know, they. I mean, I don't want to say all these names, but I just would be like, well, and also I've done one album, you know, so
okay, yeah.
I have to make. If I'm gonna have a career, I have to do my albums for a while, and then people know who I am from my sound, and then maybe I'll collaborate. But you know, you think of like Tom York, Radiohead, they didn't collaborate for ages.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
true.
But that's why he can collaborate now. It's like Tom York establishes him. Like if you do that so quickly, you're just basically any singer. And it's not. I've got to concentrate on my music for now, and then maybe if they spend a bit of time seeing maybe what I'll be into, then that might work. But there's been a few. It's nice when people ask.
Okay.
Not yet. Maybe next year, 2 years. I don't know.
All right. I have played your record like for 80 times back at home, and this is one of those. I have actually mapped it at the same shelf where I have Duffy's Rock Ferry.
Oh yeah.
And Amy Winehouse's Back to Black. And the only problem with those British soul albums is that there's no continuity to them. So how you will continue?
Because they didn't continue.
Your first album.
Oh, that's a good question. I guess like you just got to keep writing songs, and
so at the end of the day, it's all about songwriting.
Yeah, you have to have nice songs. You know, people don't just attach themselves to the sound of the music; it's the songs. So Duffy, you know, she had some nice songs in the first album. I think Amy Winehouse was able to. She might have been able to continue, but she had all her things, you know. But the best artists that keep going, they keep writing songs. And good ones, you know, you have to write good songs.
And now you are the artist who usually plays at the afternoons on Sundays when people are laid down and everything. One day you will be a headliner.
That'd be nice, hopefully.
How you will do that? In your dreams, there will be orchestra, choir. Do you have?
That'd be amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thought about that, but pretty much the same as I do it now. But by that point, you know, if you're headlining a festival, everyone knows your music, so it's easier. Because they just sing your songs for you, so you don't even have to work. It's kind of easier to headline than to play earlier. But I'll probably try and get strings and things and other singers. I mean, if that happens one day, I'd love that.
It's always nice to meet people who are really, really in love with music. Thank you very much, Michael, for talking to me.
Thanks for having me.